Broc, new year, new look. I'm loving the beard. Is it going to stay for 2026?
I think so, Jess. Yeah, pretty quickly after, I just get sick of shaving. So I grew it out and then I thought I'd shave it for the start of the year, but I've done my media now. So much to probably maybe some of the disappointment to some of the team. I'm not too sure, but yeah, staying for now.
Heading into a brand new season, do you feel like a bit of a different person based on obviously what transpired, particularly on that very last day of the season in Adelaide last year?
A little bit. I mean, obviously you learn from it, and the big thing for me was just taking a bit of time away from the sport and trying to, be me again for a little bit and find the fire to come back. But yeah, you learn from these things. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm probably the exact same person as I was last year, but yeah, once again, just proud of what we did last year. Like, I don't need to change the world this year. We obviously had a fantastic season. We're still in the box seat to win the championship. So yeah, a lot of reflecting, but just trying to move forward. It's a big one.
The last time that we saw you on that Sunday in Adelaide, you were understandably completely distraught and devastated. How have you processed what happened that day? And you say you don't need to change the world, but what has changed for you?
Yeah, I suppose the big one is just how much effort goes into it, and no one really sees that apart from myself and probably a couple of people that surround themselves around me. And for me, racing's everything. Like, it's my whole life. I've got nothing else, I live at home with my family. I got no distractions, no partner, no other jobs or anything like that. Like, my whole 100% of my life goes into my racing. So when you get so close to the end goal, which is, the biggest in our sport, and it sort of gets ripped away from you in a couple of things that obviously unfolded in that day, it's gut-wrenching. And to be honest, it is quite hard to move on. And I've avoided talking about it. It wasn't at the forefront of my mind to come and speak about it. But at the same time, I think it's important to try and, get it over and done with and move on. It's what's done's done. Took a long time for the, I suppose, dust to settle, and it was important for me to get away from it all and just, enjoy being myself for a little bit. And I didn't want to rush back anytime soon. I normally take a couple of weeks off and then get back into the swing of things, but yeah, I certainly didn't want to come back for a while. It was all of December, and then I went on a holiday in the start of January, and to be honest, when I come back in mid-January, I was fired up and ready to go again, which was great. I miss the feeling of the start of the season. You're all excited to go again. So yeah, I was chuffed that I was excited to come back, and yeah, looking forward to starting a new season now.
So have you moved on, or do you think it's going to be something that takes a little bit of time as you get your bum back in that seat and the elbows out? Do you ever really get over it, do you think, in the course of your career? I mean, I've worked with a lot of old supercar drivers who still have a bit of taste in their mouth about the things that have transpired through their careers. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't say I've moved on. Like, it's still pretty raw to me, and obviously haven't looked back on any of the footage or anything like that, but still rocking up to the pits and seeing everyone, seeing the number one on a different car and all that still hurts, but try and learn from it. But at the same time, I'm trying to move forward. Everyone I speak to, everything is always about Adelaide, Adelaide, Adelaide. What's done's done. I don't have the trophy. I don't have the number one on my car, as much as that hurts. I've got another chance to do it this year, and that's what I'm focused on.
Have you spoken to Ryan Wood?
No, he hasn't spoken to me. I shouldn't say that. He sent me a text on the Sunday night, but yeah, I haven't seen him since then. He hasn't come and found me.
Do you intend to have a conversation with him about any of that?
I don't think I'm the one that needs to have the conversation, so if he wants to come and have a chat, he can. Obviously, it's 3 months down the track and I haven't seen him, so yeah, it's not, yeah, he can come and say something to me, but yeah, anyway, I'll go forward with that.
What do you feel like the consequences of what transpired between the two of you on track on that Sunday are going to be on track this year?
Yeah, well, I look forward to it. I mean, at the end of the day, that wasn't the nail in the coffin. It certainly made it a lot harder, but I got all the confidence in the world we still would have won the championship. It is very easy to point the finger and go, that's the reason we didn't win the championship, but we didn't. The car broke down in the last race, and that's what finished us off. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be pushed over. You know, I think he raced very hard during that final series. The hard one for me was seeing how the team reacted. You know what I mean? You can say made a mistake or, you know, tried for a gap that was extremely small, but when your team celebrates like that, that's pretty low for me. Seeing a team carry on and probably a particular person carry on and celebrating, it shows that there was probably a little bit of maliciousness to that. But yeah, I'm trying to move on from it. You know, I'm not going to let last season destroy a race or something like that this season. But yeah, my elbows will be out, that's for sure.
I guess that was probably one of the early criticisms of you in last season, was that maybe you weren't aggressive enough in some of those moments. How does something like that change you in your approach? What is your mindset this year?
Yeah, I think I probably got my elbows out a lot more last year. And yeah, I mean, like, it's so hard to sit here and go, yeah, I'm going to change the world this year. Like, I had such a great season. If I could repeat that again, like, obviously we'd be chuffed. So I'm not going to change the world, but I think it's important to show that you can't be moved around, you know what I mean? And I think I have shown that in the past, but maybe it needs to be a reminder to a couple of people that, you know, if you push me around, you'll get pushed back. So, well, as I said, I'm not going out to change how I go about my business. We stick to what we know works and we keep trying to improve myself. And at the end of the day, we always just focus on the guy that I'm looking at in the mirror, and they'll keep improving me.
How is Marty Short? I know that you've got such a wonderful relationship with him. I think you said over the radio at the end of Adelaide, I love you, Marty. He was absolutely devastated and gutted as you were. Has he quite gotten over it? How is he? And how do you think that experience has actually galvanised your relationship?
Yeah, same as probably me. He probably hasn't, and I'm sure it hurts every bit as much to him that it does to me, rocking up back to the track again and all that sort of stuff. To me, it actually didn't hit me until he came on the radio. Like, obviously the whole race, I was probably getting frustrated and firing back at them, but when I came out of the last corner and he opened the radio channel and he was in tears, like, that's when it hit me. You know, before then I knew it was over, but hearing him come on the radio, you know, just so emotional and all that was extremely hard. And everyone, all those guys deserved it, him as much as anyone, just the effort that they've put in over the past, you know, 4 years with me. So it's tough. But at the same time, you see that and like, man, I know I got the right person by my side. You know, just I couldn't have been prouder of the team around me and the way everyone handled themselves, you know, sort of following the 24 hours after that. But, you know, the whole team's fantastic, but the boys that I got on my 88 side, like, are second to none. And I know they've got my back no matter what. But yeah, it hurts. I'm sure he's as fired up as I am to go out swinging this year.
Jamie Whincup holds his cards pretty close to his chest. It's not often we see emotion from him, and he was crying in the pits on that Sunday. What has he said to you?
Yeah, I think it's just, look, he just came to me and said, look, whatever you need, like, just know we're here for you. I think in those periods of times, it's very easy to go like, I'm over it, you know, I don't want to be a part of it and all this sort of stuff. But look, they were really good. He came to me and said, look, whatever you need, like, we're all here for you. We're a big team. And he said it's going to be very hard to move on, but you know, he's been through some similar stuff like that in the past. It was really cool. Scotty Mack reached out to me afterwards. Obviously, he's been something through extremely similar to me in the past as well. So just leaning on people like that, obviously messages from Shane, everyone, like, so many people reached out in support. And yeah, it's cool to have some really important people sort of just knowing I got a shoulder to lean on through that period.
Character building.
Very.
Have you had enough of the character building?
I've had a lot of character building. I mean, Bathurst 12 hour on the weekend, like, I don't know what I've done to someone or something, but yeah, I felt like I get to the 12th round of a boxing fight, and when it's nearly over, I get knocked out every time. But look, I'm back again. Like, as I said, I thought the whole year that if I didn't win the championship, even after a great season, I'd be really disappointed and frustrated with it all. But I'm so proud of what we did. Like, I know what I am. I know what I deserved. And I'll come out and try and show that again this year.